All right, music fans, welcome back to the Real Music Observer. It's Dave observing real music in real time for real people just like you and me. Delayed reaction. Okay, so Steve Perry versus Sammy Hagar. Who's the better vocalist? Let's open up a huge can of worms and just let the worms run wild. Thanks to Linda for inspiring this video over on Facebook. I apologize for all the noises in this video. We had the chainsaw and the, I don't know, sounded like a moped gone wild a bit. So hopefully we'll get this video in. But hey, it's Sammy Hagar against Steve Perry. First of all, let's do some obvious housekeeping as far as both men are concerned, the way they sing. Sammy Hagar is a belter. He is a screamer, who, of course, is a brilliant vocalist. Exhibit A would be the song Dreams on the 5150 Van Halen album. Okay, that would be Exhibit A. Exhibit B would be the song There's Only One Way to Rock. Okay, his solo album, from one of his solo albums. And those songs really sort of put Sammy in kind of his own category, vocally speaking. Plus longevity. I think Sammy, his voice lasted longer, obviously, than Steve Perry's did. Of course, nobody's heard Perry lately except when he did that thing with the Eels, and okay, I mixed feelings about how he sounded with that. That was not, he was rusty, and, you know, Sammy, I think, sings more often, and you gotta keep those vocal cords active. Roger Daltrey said, and I love his quote, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, talking about your vocals. Perry is more of a crooner. Let's, you know, even when he joined Journey. Imagine this. Imagine in this whole late 70s thing that somebody had brought Sammy Hagar's name up. And I have never heard, it's, you know, there's no rumors out there, but imagine in 1977 or whatever, somebody said, hey, why don't we bring Sammy Hagar in? You get the Montrose connection, which would happen with Steve Smith eventually. Would have been really interesting. What would Journey have sounded like with Sammy Hagar singing, and what kind of material would they have performed? You got a guy who can play guitar in the band in addition, so you have a really good rhythm guitar player. Kano can stay back on keyboards, and you know, Neil and Sammy can get up there and play guitar. It would have been kind of an interesting thing. I don't think you would have had you know, power ballads though. I doubt you would have had even things like Who's Crying Now. I mean, Sammy's a rocker. I mean, Sammy's mellowest stuff is like When It's Love. And even though those are kind of ballad-ish songs, Love Walks In, stuff like that, there's kind of a mid-tempo rock flavor to it. It's not this, you know, like Open Arms thing. That was Perry's and Kane's baby. And speaking of the babies, John Waite didn't like the song. So John's loss and Journey's gain, as the documentary eloquently said, or I think it was John Kane in the documentary. But these guys are like oranges and apples vocally. Nobody is, I mean, they're not sharing a whole lot of enzymes. Yeah, the high range thing, but Perry is a soul singer. Sammy can sing some soul. He did cover Sitting on the Dock of the Bay a long time ago on one of his solo albums, and it did chart, by the way, that his version of it. Typically, the formula is, if you're a rock guy and you don't have any material, especially in the old days, find a Motown song, find a Stax tune, or just a, you know, something with a real R&B flavor, and put a rock spin on it. People are like, oh, especially the generation of folks that have never heard the song before, they're gonna be like, wow, that's a really cool song. And you're like, yeah, the Four Tops did it, you know. They just like, they look at you like, who's the Four Tops? Never heard of them. So it's just something that, it happened a lot. I mean, the Spinners did the song. Did you know the Spinners did I'll Be Around? Did you know that? So anyway, look, this isn't going to make anybody really happy. I think both men are excellent vocalists. And who's better? I'm on record of saying Steve Perry is the best vocalist because I think in his prime he did things that few vocalists have ever done. And he made the songs his own. To a large degree, he took a song and made the song better. And I'm not saying Sammy doesn't do that, but Sammy is more of a bull in a china shop. I mean, he gets the stuff done, he knocks some crap over in the process, and he works his butt off. When Van Halen got him, I think they were able to write music that they couldn't write with Dave. But Dave had a lot of this flair, and if anything, Dave had the more R&B stuff going on, at least in his brain. Now, vocally speaking, I don't know. Dave, Dave, right off the bat, he goes to a solo album, and he's doing Beach Boys tunes. I think he just wanted to be able to sing something maybe a little easier and then add his little heavy metal squeals here and there, which, again, look, I can tell you this for sure. Both Sammy and Steve are way better than Dave. Dave, maybe at the very beginning, in the late 70s, early 80s, was a pretty decent vocalist and did some crazy stuff. But as far as tone, as far as being able to sing pretty much anything, I mean, Sammy and Steve are, two of the best. And Sammy's definitely in my top 20. I throw this top 20 thing out there. The 20 is actually like 100. I just want to let you guys know. I mean, there's only so many people you can put in your top 20. I mean, the other day I was saying Eric Martin was in there, and I think he should be in there. I don't know who else can be in there. It's kind of like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You just got to get everybody in there, even though mathematically and using physics it's not possible. But look, it's just one of those things that if you're a fan of Sammy, you're going to love Sammy. Sammy is more of a rocker, and Steve is more of a crooner who can sing rock, but I think Steve wanted to be more of a crooner, and Sammy, to this day, I mean, his name is the Red Rocker, and if that sort of gives you any indication of who he is and what he's about, I mean, that's a good name for the guy. Those red leather jumpsuits that he used to wear, or just if they weren't leather, they were just red jumpsuits. Steve Perry, a great singer, and I have trouble trying to say who's better than the other guy, but bottom line is they're both great in different ways, and there's no declared winner. How's that? It's, in the rock genre and straight out sort of balls to the wall stuff, I got to give it to Sammy. For nuance, for tone, and for soul, you got to give it to Steve Perry. So it's Sammy versus Steve, a video that will probably make everybody unhappy. But thanks, Linda. It was a great topic. I will talk to you later. Take care.